So, hi everybody, this is Peter Meyer speaking to Dennis Aitken for the level 28 hangout in the court of Glen Guy. So, hello Dennis, let's start.
Hi, Peter.
I want to show you now my pictures in Lightroom. So here is a selection of the 20 pictures, and I do have 5 more that we can pull in case we should not find anything convenient. I try to select them. Okay, doesn't work. I go back. So these are the 20 pictures, and I will shortly just scroll through them.
Mm-hmm.
So please, can you say if you see it on your screen?
Can.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. So basically, these are all pictures around where I live. So it's either on the Lake of Zurich in Switzerland or in the Pre-Alps nearby. So these are all pictures I made during the participation in the cohort. So there is all quite new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They are all taken with the Sony A7R.
They're beautiful.
And there is no particular sequence to it.
Okay.
So yes, this is just to give you an overview what kind of pictures you have. So now we should pick 12 of it.
Wow. It's going to be very hard, I think. If I'm just literally just picking without doing anything, I'm just trying to sort of think of a sequence.
Take your time.
I like the image 3 coming across. I think that one's a little different, and I think color tone wise, finding something else that actually has that gorgeous golden light in it would be really nice.
Image 3.
I do.
Okay.
Image 3. Image 12. Is that rain? Is that rain on the water?
Yes, it is rain. It is rain. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually just seeing that very quickly, because when they were coming up before, they were coming up, sort of like quite pixelated as we're actually moving through.
Yeah, it needs some time. I was not aware of it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I really like this because I don't think it's something that is seen very often.
No, really, it was a storm. I mean, really heavy storm.
But like even when it's stormy, you see like either buckets of rain coming down where it's very specific, or it's just that beautiful. The light in it is just gorgeous with that thing. I really love this because I think it's different and it really invites you to want to know more.
Yeah.
The little tiny, hint of colour along the footpath and, the town in the background and everything. I think it's really lovely.
Yeah.
So, yes, I would move this one right up.
Okay. So you want me to move them up?
Yep. Can we just sort of move them into a bit of a sequence to start with?
I try. Right. Okay. So, okay. Mm-hmm.
Can we scroll down for a little minute?
Sure.
And the second last one, number 19 there,
This
is also a little different, where you've got that golden and the blue sort of coming through on both of them. And you have that same sort of, even though it's different, 13 now and 12 also have it.
This one?
Yes, I'd probably put 12, that one up, and
13.
And 13. And of course the numbers change as we move them around.
Right. So push up this one. Like this.
Yep. I'm just sort of trying to get a bit of a feel for things. I love the 3 monos. The 3 black and whites are gorgeous.
Yes. So
I definitely include those 3.
I will move them up. I like them too.
I don't know in which order, but okay. Now let's see. Can we just? I'm just trying to get them in an order before I sort of go back to them again. Some of the mountain ones are absolutely beautiful, and you've got leading lines coming through on them. Now, I don't know whether it's just my monitor or not, but a couple of them look very, 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 very bright and sort of like overly saturated. And I don't know whether it's saturation, but it's just it sort of looks unrealistically bright for me.
I will try to display them again in full size.
Yep.
So do you still have this impression, or?
I do. It's very bright green, and like the little footpath to me is quite yellow.
Yeah, it is. It is a bit yellowish, the footpath.
Yeah.
And the green is quite saturated. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the exposure, I pushed up the histogram, so there is nothing really happening on the bright side. So it's not too bright. But I know this transmission is sometimes not so very accurate.
And that's why it's just I really like the idea of this. The person gives it scale, to the enormity of the landscape.
Of the landscape.
And that fact that you are up there on the top of the world. I'm not sure whether this one actually feels a bit sort of crooked to me.
Sorry.
Whether it looks like it looks like it's tilting down to the left, like the horizon's not straight. I'm not sure.
I don't think so. So.
Let's have a look at the sequencing of some of the other mountain ones. It's very interesting, but I personally like the crispness of the black and white images as opposed to the toned one.
Yeah, I agree too. I think the tone is not so interesting.
I like this one a lot. That leading line that's taking you all the way through, and really it's taking you through and out the other side. So you're really wanting to go all the way through this.
I make it a pick. I think it's definitely an a nice one. I hope the greens are not too oversaturated. How do you feel it?
They not compared to the other one. I really like the other image, but see, like, I mean, I know that the path may be a different colour in that, you know, in the two images being that they're probably two different locations, but like the colour of this pathway, even though it goes a little bit yellow as it goes down into the mountain, into the valley, it doesn't look like the other one. For me, is like really, really bright.
Yes, I think
So
the other one.
I do like the other one, but I really like the actual image itself, but the tones sort of
I
throw
think the
me.
tones, you're right. The white balance probably is a little bit off, or I push too much in the toning of the colors, because here I see the way is accurate color. I mean, it's really the natural color. I probably pushed up the greens a little bit. I pushed on the greens to get this saturated effect, but I like it like this.
Yep.
So
I do like this one.
Yeah, I make it a pick. I mean, I still can re-edit them if we feel that it's too much.
I like the story of this. Again, can we go back to the smaller screen for a minute? Okay, let's have a little look. Number 17.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 17.
I think this one complements the bigger valley picture that we just looked at a minute ago very nicely, because it's got the similar grey sky in the background.
Okay.
And again, there's something that's like over the hill that you can't quite see. So you're wanting to go over there
over there,
to see it. Yeah.
You just see the hut up there.
The rooftop.
The rooftop. You think, oh, what's up there?
That's what I think. Yeah. So I think this one complements the other one nicely.
Yes. So I will push them up right now. So we have them up there. So here and here. Yes, I think this makes a really nice combination. And now if I look to the next one, it really seems oversaturated. I see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can what is it? Number 14?
This one?
Yes. Wow. That's pretty amazing. I think it's a really interesting, an interesting image. On my screen, maybe again, maybe it's just been pushed a little bit too much. There's some detail being lost in I think in the background, you know, in the haze in the mountains a little bit.
The mountains. Just let me check on how much I pushed it. Okay, I edit it with another software, so I cannot go back to the original.
Yeah,
but yes, probably.
I think the greens and the blues are becoming one.
Yeah.
You know, you can't see the difference between the grass or whatever it is on the side of the mountains in the background.
In the background,
as opposed to the, especially in that gully, the gully that's coming down to the water. I think some of it gets a little bit lost in there. But I actually think that this as part of the storytelling. One is leading you through, you know, yes, we're coming up and over. What are we going to see when we get to the top of that hill with the other one? And maybe it's this what we see. I don't know.
Yeah,
but for me, you know, I don't know whether this is what we're really supposed to be doing, but for me, this is the story that these photos are telling me.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting story you tell, because I like this idea of going over the top and looking behind. And I mean, it actually could be. It probably is not this exact sequence, but from the story it makes sense. And I see really, I mean, there are some editing issues. I see it now. I have some sensor dust in it, which I can take out. But I remember when I edited it, it was very hard to get back on these details, because I think it's because of haze I had behind there, and starting at a certain amount of haze, you don't get it back really the way. I see what you mean. You want to have these crisp details behind there. And also my f-stop probably was not high enough to get really everything in focus. And
have you played with the dehaze slider?
Yes, definitely. I did.
That is good, isn't it?
It's a good slider, but it's a tricky one at the same time, because
it's only the tiniest, weeniest bit, only a little tiny bit that you've got to use it.
Yes, you have to stop. You have to find the right point where to stop it. You know, I see also there is a little bit of haloing around these trees here at the left, which I don't like too much either. So I like the photo, but technically it's not perfect.
Okay, let's have a look at the other ones.
Right, I pushed this up right after the hill, so we can go over it. Yeah.
Okay.
So
now, for me, I would actually put the toned image right down the bottom. To me, that's one I wouldn't include. So the one that we've, the number 13.
13. The toned.
Yep. Put it right to the bottom, because I don't think we would include that one.
You wanted to put it on the bottom?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a non-pick. Good.
Let's have a look at 17.
17.
I love it.
Yes, I like this one because it's hazy up here. It's kind of mysterious up here.
Yeah, it's sort of surreal. I don't think the colours are quite right, but I don't know that actually matters to make it. You know, if you really want it to be a realistic landscape, I think the blue is too blue on the right-hand side. But it doesn't make it for any less of an interesting image. I love the light that's fallen on the little house and across the hill. And I think that with the sort of the gold light and the blue light in it, I think it's one that goes well with the ones that we've put right up the top. Yeah. I think this is really a beautiful composition. And I hope I get to see something like it when I'm on holidays.
You definitely will. You don't have to go far. You know, this kind is like 1 hour away from where I live, from Zurich. So yeah, let's make it a pick. Definitely, just for the story of it, I edited with split toning because I wanted to have this warm, cool. So here the warm and here the cool.
Yep.
And yes, sure. I mean, you get off the really true landscape in the sense that you don't you don't have the real cause, but I mean, you never have really the real cause. I just checked out. I did some dodge and burning. You can see it. The before. This is after. This is before.
I love. I think you've done such a beautiful job of that coming through the trees. To bring that light back in the background. I think that's really beautiful.
That makes for me the photo, because if I don't have this. Sorry, I went back to another one. Yes, here. Without this light coming through, the photo is just a little bit flat and
flat. Yeah. No, it's beautiful. So that's probably the only thing is I'd probably pull back on the if you're going to, I don't know whether this is the purpose of it, but if you're going to go back and look at them again, I would probably pull back on that blue.
Yes.
I think it's just a little bit strong on the right-hand side. But I would definitely move that up with those other images that we've got, like right near the
So I think I mean, if you see it as clearly edited, so that's not really my intention. So I probably have to go back on it. Because the problem is, if you edit the photo yourself, after some time you think, oh, it's perfectly natural.
yeah, absolutely.
Tells you, oh, not really.
Yep. No, that's right. We all do that, though.
Yeah, probably have all the same.
No, absolutely.
The same thing. I just want to check out. I have some spare ones. I wanted to go through them, but I don't know how to select just the ones I did not pick. Just give me a second. Here I have some photos I did not pick.
The ones that we sort of haven't finished looking at, the ones of the people walking in the against the hill, walking down against the hill. I think that's really interesting. The one above that one? No, the one above it.
This
with
one?
The three people.
I like this. Yeah.
This is beautiful. At the same thing, I think that the greens are just a little bit too green, but I think it goes beautifully in with that other that other selection of images, with the few little flowers in the foreground. So the green is quite green. When you go and look at that green is actually, quite bright, but by bringing down the sky and that, it's made it very, very bright. I think it's gorgeous.
So I just put the before version here. I don't know if you see it. It's quite flat.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is the after. So yes, I think in a way I far prefer the after, but on the greens you're probably right. It's too much. It's too much pushed on the greens.
I think, but I think the greens get very green when there's so much blue added to the rest of the sky. So for me, even though the sky is quite grey, I think there's been a lot more blue added to the sky.
Yeah. So maybe if I push back the blues, the greens won't appear so green. That's what you want to say. Yeah.
Maybe.
I see.
And because you've got those lovely images with the grey clouds in the sky.
Yeah.
And I think that perhaps the green is so beautiful and bright that against a grey sky it would still stand out as a feature from the landscape.
Right. I just can't figure out. I just put everything in it. So you see 25s. I have myself to check where are the ones we did not see. Okay. So here I have one.
I do.
Black and white. Did we select it, this one?
We did, because that was of the three monos.
Right. Sorry. So
I don't think we've looked at the one that's portrait. On the right-hand side, it's keep going past the hut, back.
At the right-hand side?
One above, one above. One
This
up. Yep.
Ah, this one. Yeah, right. This one we haven't not seen, no.
No.
But I think it's not going well with the rest.
No, I don't think so either. I think you could make this into quite an abstract landscape,
Yeah.
you know, by putting other things on it. But you're right, it doesn't actually, it doesn't work with the others, I don't think.
No, I think actually I'm very happy with the selection we made. I think probably should stick with it. And we just have now one too much. I picked this one.
Yep.
So we have to basically have I go just to the selection. So we have 13 now. So we have.
Okay, let's have a look.
We can get rid of one.
I mean, the one of the fair of the ride is different than all the others.
That's right.
But I really like it.
I like it too because it has nice colors.
Go to the one that's just next, just right arrow. I would probably, if I was to exclude any, it would probably be this one.
This one, yeah. I see the colors is beautiful, sunset is beautiful, but the subject is not really as beautiful as it could be. Yeah. So I probably agree. I take this out. And this makes coming in the other one. So I think we have a good selection. I see, yes, I mean, here, for the colors, I think the editing is okay. Maybe this one could be changed. This one was out of camera, more or less.
Yep.
These are black and white, so I think there's nothing to do. This probably is a little bit pushed on the green, and this the blue, and the green again. Yeah.
Yeah, and the one with the dominant flowers in the foreground.
Yeah.
When we're having a look at that, in comparison to the others, it's dull. This one actually needs lightening up in comparison to the others.
Lightening up.
Yeah.
Check the histogram. Right. So, yes. The problem here is if I push it too much.
No, it doesn't have to be too much. No, not too much, just a tiny bit. And you could possibly try.
You mean the exposure? Because I pushed on the white, but probably I should push on the exposure. Yeah, right.
Try the shadows. Try the shadows. Try increasing the shadows rather than the
shadows. Like this?
Yeah. And just go back and see how it compares to the others in the sequence. Makes a big difference.
Is it better?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And could the other thing that do you use the gradient tool?
On this one?
Do you, in general, do you use it?
Yes, in general, almost all the time.
Only for the sky or for the ground as well?
Mainly for both. Often
for both? Okay. Yeah.
But here I see I didn't use it, which is because it's a TIFF. I probably processed it before. Because if I look it on the bottom, you see it's a little bit darker.
Yep.
It's probably a gradient because it's.
Yeah, I don't think that matters in that bottom corner that it's darker.
Yeah.
I think that makes a big difference to the image. Before it was just a little bit, a little bit flat compared to the others, a little bit dark compared to the others.
Right.
But it's still got that nice grey, you know, sky that says you better hurry up or you're going to get wet.
So, do you want me to go back through the
Yes, please.
sequence?
Yes, please.
Okay, just a second. So, okay. So here is the final sequence. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. I love this. I love this.
Yes, yeah, right. This one is definitely one of the strongest, I think.
Yeah. We didn't talk about this one, did we?
We did not talk too much about it, no.
No.
It might have a slight color shift too to it.
Yes. And I think potentially it could, it might be straight, but to me it looks like it's dipping down to the right.
Right, I will try to bring it up a little bit. So,
Yep.
like this, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Still looks a little
bit off.
Little bit off.
And the same as like what you're saying about the colour. To me, the colour of the sky looks like it's purple, so as opposed to, you know, blue.
Right. I will work on the color of this again.
But you know, again, like I said, sometimes if that's the feel that you want for it, there's nothing wrong with it being there. If that's a feel that you actually want.
What do you think about these tree branches here? Are they?
Well, I quite like them.
Okay.
Because they're pointing like down the lake.
They're pointing to the image.
Yeah. And I did possibly the little tiny one at so the two that are over the lake are fine. There's the little tiny stray one above.
This one up here?
The little one, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
If you could get rid of that. And what is it that's in the very bottom corner?
In the very bottom corner, left?
Left corner, yeah.
That's really, if you, you look down to the lake, and this is the lake shore.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lake shore. At the beginning, it's a little bit flat, and then it goes steep up very fast.
Okay.
So yes, this is it's not enough to really put it in the picture.
Yeah.
And it's still quite nice. I cannot crop it out because then I get in trouble with the trees.
That's it. Yeah. Probably the only other thing is that maybe, you know how you dodged and burned some of the other ones, these larger trees that are in this foreground, that perhaps they could do with some a little bit more information in their shadow areas.
In the shadows, yeah.
Yeah. Not a lot, not a lot, because you know that it's in the shadow, but just enough to put a little bit of detail in there.
Right. I mean, this was taken probably around, not at the perfect time, it was too bright, too sunny. And, but, I mean, it was in the late afternoon, certainly.
Yep.
But probably a little bit later would have been better. But then you have to go home sometime.
Yeah, I mean, I like the image. I like, it's got nice strong diagonals, like taking you through it, and I do like the play on colour. But I would take like I said, it looks a little purple to me.
Yeah, it does. I mean, definitely the colors here, down here, and up here are not exactly real. But then again, I mean, if I put really the real colors, I mean, the flat image out of camera, it was a little bit boring and a little bit flat. So I tried to get this feeling in it. But you clearly see, I mean, if you have a trained eye, as you have, you see clearly that there is post-processing. But unless you're not a photographer, probably you won't see it. You know, it has this kind of postcard editing on it.
Yep.
You could find this kind of postcard in the, you know, like in the 70s, 80s. You find a lot of these tones on the postcards.
Yep, you did.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I do like it. I like the strong diagonals that are coming through it, and I think that the you know, like I said, those tones between the, you know, the oranges and that are coming through them, the oranges and the blues. It's nice.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. This one we did not discuss a lot, but I think there's not a lot to say about it. It's just, you know, perfect time.
Stands alone.
There is the light. There is everything. There is, you know, like.
I like it. I love this. It's beautiful.
This is really a great one. There, the lake. The water in the lake was very high, so this gave this reflection. And yes, I mean, I was lucky to be there at this time. You see, actually, the boats here are a little bit moving.
Yep.
Because it's probably a long exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a long exposure because, yeah, I like it. I like it.
I do too. And I've seen this one on one of your other videos.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a long exposure as well.
Yep.
And yes, I like it. I see now up here there's a little bit an issue because I used probably in an APC lens on a full frame camera. Probably that's the issue. But I can get rid of this, hopefully. This one is definitely also, I see it's the APS-C lens. It's the 10 to 18 on the full frame. But I cropped it so you don't see any issues on it.
Okay.
This one we discussed.
Yep. So I like
this one too. I like the color. I mean, I would like to get these colors out of the others.
Yep.
The same color.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
This one we discussed.
Yep. Love
this one. Yeah, I like this light things. Also here, I mean, it's very dramatic. The sky. You have the story. You have the three people going.
You do. And that we need to move this one like in sequence in with the other two.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting to see. You know.
Where would you put it?
I would probably put it maybe.
Before this one?
I would possibly put the flowers after the black and white one. So move that one, that way. And I would probably put the mountain, the last one, between the valley and somewhere in there.
Like this?
Maybe. Yes, or even after that one.
I think here.
Yeah.
So you go from here to here.
Or it could be the other way, whichever. But that'd be pretty close.
I like it like this. I like it like this. Yes, yes, I like the
So
sequence.
12. Very nice. Oh, that was quick.
Yes. So I go back to my Hangout screen. So here we are again. So I don't know how much it lasted, but I think we can stop now the official part, and then we can just have a small chat
Little chat.
if you agree. So thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you to Denise.
Bye.
And, see you later.